everybody, welcome back to my channel. For those of you new, I'm Jeanette from Boricua Sewing and Crafts, and in this video what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you what I am going to be doing with some of my towel scraps. Now, in my Etsy shop, one of the things that I like to do is I love to embroider kitchen towels, but sometimes what happens is I make mistakes, and when the mistakes happen, I don't throw out the kitchen towel. One of the things that I do is I just go and take the rotary cutter and I just cut the part that I embroidered on, and I kind of fold this and I leave it on the side, right? So as you can see right here, okay, I have a big pile. Well, these are already cut. I have a big pile of towels that I had to cut in half because I made errors, right? So, you know, it can get kind of wasteful. And one of the things that I want to do is I want to make sure that I don't waste any fabric or any of the towels that I have. So one of the things that I want to do right here is I want to make some burp cloths for my girlfriend who is having her first child. So this is what I did. What I did was I took my towel scraps, right, and I used my 5x5 ruler, and then I just went on and I cut a whole bunch of squares. So as you can see, these are already cut up. I have a whole bunch of white ones that are already cut up, and I also have some beige ones that are cut up. And what I did was I kind of quilted them together, and then in the back I just used a really cute, fun fabric. And what I did for the edging is all I did was I just serged it. Because I have a serger and I want to make sure that I make the best of the serger. If you don't have a serger, it's not a big deal. You can do the zigzag stitch. If you don't want to do the zigzag stitch, take the pretty side of the fabric, sew them together, and then you can turn them inside out and you can have your burp cloth done. Now, I think this is a really neat way to use my scraps for my friend. I think she'll like that because that way, you know, she can use this when she's feeding the baby and wash it and stuff. And I thought this was like pretty cool. I was able to pick up some of these fabrics from Joann's. The ones that they have on the sale that are for on the side, I think they call them red knits or something like that. It's like not a whole yard, but close to a yard. And what they do is they just roll them up and they put like a price tag on it. So they're pretty inexpensive because they just want to get rid of these fabrics. So I went through their bins and I just got a whole bunch of these that had cartoons and stuff. I thought these were really cute. I also got this one. This is from Marbles. These are just fat quarters that I picked up from Walmart. They have plenty of these. I thought this would be a cute fabric for this project as well. So I wanted to show you guys in this video how I actually did this. In case you guys want to do something similar for yourself. While I was making these, I was also thinking to myself, you know, instead of cutting them in 5x5 squares, what you can do is just cut these up and you can just create a washcloth. Just take a washcloth that you have for the measurements and then do it with the fabric, and you can create cute washcloths for the kids. I think that's a pretty good idea. I'm just trying to come up with ideas that, you know, things, just so I don't want this fabric to go to waste at all, right? So, you know, that's what I'm trying to do here. And also I was thinking I could take these and I can create my own kitchen towel using these as well, you know? So it's some of the stuff that you can do. There's so many things you can do, okay? So don't throw away fabrics, okay? I see sometimes people like they'll make a mistake and then they'll just take the whole blank and they'll throw it away. Well, you could just cut out the mistake and use the fabric for something else. But after a while, that extra fabric can pile up, so eventually you're going to have to use it. So I'm kind of like at that state, and I have so much of it, and I figured my girlfriend can really benefit from this because I can make like a whole bunch of these types of birth cloths for her, okay? So, I mean, because as you guys know, when you have a baby, you know, I mean, these are really great to have. And, you know, especially if you have a whole bunch of them, and you can throw them all in the laundry and stuff. So let me show you how I actually made this one, okay? So as you can see, this has 4 squares, 2 rows, right? So what I did was I just took a blank that, you know, I messed up on, cut it in half, just took the square, put it on here, and then just cut around it, made my pile, okay? As you can see, I only like to use 2 color fabrics, 2 colors of towels. I always use ivory or white. You know, they have different ones. It depends on what you have in stock. But these are the ones that I have, so this is what I use. So let me fold this and put this back. So I already have plenty so that I can make another one, okay? So we're going to make another one right now because I figured I could kind of make several. So that way I can use up all of this fabric for her. Okay, so I'm going to put this back and let's focus on these. So the way that I did this, of course, is you take one of each and you're just going to pile it on top. And then what I do is I kind of pin them and I take it to the sewing machine and then I just stitch a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. So you know, I prefer to use clips. I hate the pins. I always stick myself with the pins, but I always use the clips on both sides. And then just take each of them, just put them together. One for, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, and then just sew. Okay, and you could do the checkerboard, or you can do all one color on one side and one color on one side, however you want. I mean, it's totally up to you. So I'm just gonna take these, so you can see I'm just lining them up, and I'm gonna go over to my sewing machine. I'm going to use my SC 1900, and I'm also going to use a walking foot while I am sewing these together, so that way none of my fabrics shift as I am sewing and stuff. So here we go, have it here picked. All right, so I got these are good. All right, so as you can see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 sets all clipped, ready to go. So I'm going to head over to the sewing machine, 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. Okay, so here we are at the cutting table, and here are the ones that I sewed. And I always like to open them up and see how they are. Sometimes I notice that when I sew, they're not exactly like straight. As you can see, this one's like a little off. You see it's a little up and stuff. But that's okay. Usually what I do is I cut them down, okay? Because you can see it's a little off there and a little off there. It could have been my cutting and stuff like that. So usually to fix that, all I do is I just line it up and just try to make it as straight as possible on both sides. Take the rotary cutter and just cut them so that I can make sure that I kind of have them the right side together. So I'm just going to cut them just to give it a nice little even. And the reason why I do that is because I'm going to chain these together. So like I'm going to take this and I'm going to, you know, sew these together. So I kind of want this edge to be just as even too. So I make sure that both of the edges are kind of like straight. And this one is. This one's okay. You know, and I don't really use a particular measurement. They don't have to be exact, you know, as long as I can just piece them together. Now for this one, I kind of did the checkerboard, right? So what this one I'm going to do is I'm going to do all white, all beige. That's what I'm going to do for this one. So for these, let me get the clips. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the white and the white. I'm going to interlock together, but I can kind of see they're a little bit off, but it's okay. I mean, the thing is I just want this to really be straight, this part right here, because I'm going to sew this part together. Okay, so this is good. And then I'll just clip these. make sure it's not aligned. See, it's not. Yeah, kind of figured it wasn't. Okay, you got to make sure that the lines are interlocked, because if not, your square is going to be off. So there you go. Now I got this right, which means that these two are going to have to change. There you go. There. Got this. And then I got this. Alright. So as you can see already, like, some of this is going to be off, but that's okay. I'm not worried about that, okay? So I got this one hooked up together. These are a little off as well. So I'm gonna fix this too. I am in no way a regular quilter. Okay, I am actually an embroiderer. This is just me playing around with sewing. So I know there's probably quilters out there going, oh my God, what is she doing? Hey, this works, you know. And I see Mellow's yelling at neighbors and stuff. They're having a fair today. There we go. There we go. Okay. All right, so I got this hooked up and this hooked up. And, oh, this is going to be crisscrossed. Should have fixed this one, but that's okay. Let me just fix that one then. Oh my goodness, Mellow. He has issues with everybody. Alright, and as you can see, the squares might be a little off and stuff like that. But I'm not looking for any perfection. First of all, these are not going for sale. This is just a gift. Mellow. Okay, so you can see Mellow went a little crazy because my girlfriend Melinda wanted to stop by and say hi. So haven't seen her in a minute, so that was pretty exciting. So I am back. Okay, so what I did was I have all of these already hooked up. Okay, I have to double check because I don't think this is going to sew well. I don't think I have it interlocked correctly. So you want to make sure that you have them right. So that way, you know, the boxes come out okay. Alright, so here we go. So now I'm going to go back to the sewing machine. And we're going to do a 1/4 inch seam allowance on both of these. Okay? So let's go back to the sewing machine and start sewing. Alright, so here we are. And I'm going to start sewing. I like to use my knee lifter because what it does is it frees your hands. I know my sister, she likes to use a thing, and I told her, I said, man, let me tell you, I really love my knee lifter. Because it allows your hands to be free as you're sewing. Now, another thing too, when you get here, sometimes you get a little bulky area. I like to use chopsticks. Don't put your hands in there. Next thing you know, you could accidentally sew your fingers. So I use chopsticks and it works really well. Just go slow when you go to the bulky areas. I think that was a mistake that I made when I was working on my girlfriend's blanket. Was that I didn't go slow when it came to the bulk, and then that I had a needle break. So, the bulky area, and I'm gonna help it along a little bit. Okay, there you go. Got it. Alright, so now I have this zone, as you can see, I'm kind of off. I'm not much of a quilter. I'm really not. This one's a lot better. See how it is? I'll give you a closer look so you can see. Okay, see how the center is? This is really how it's supposed to be. See how the center is? It's kind of really... And then when you look at this one, I'm off. I am a little off. It's probably the way I pinned it, but that's okay. Alright, so I'm going to take these while I'm here, okay, and I'm just going to interlock these because I'm just going to keep going, okay. Take this, interlock it here, just pin these here, and I'm going to sew these two panels together. This is pretty easy to make, and it's a great way for me to get rid of all this extra fabric that I have, you know. And I'm just going to sew 1/4 inch seam allowance all the way down. Oh, go slow. Let it walk it, okay. Alright, so now I have my whole panel. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to cutting table, and as you can see, sometimes it's not even on the sides. I'm just going to cut it to make it even, and then I'm going to cut my fabric. So let's go over to the cutting table. Alright guys, so I am at the cutting table, so as you can see, this is how it's turning out so far. So far, I'm pretty happy with it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ruler, and all I want to do is I just really want to even this out, okay, because the edges are not too even. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut it so that it's all even throughout. Okay. Let's see. Make that even. This even. Here we go. Oh. All right. So this is nice and even now. Okay. Put this here. See? Nice and even. I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to do the same thing on this end because as you can see, some of it's coming out. Okay. Alright. Just so you can see, a little close up. See? How sometimes it doesn't come out really even though you kind of try. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the ruler to even this portion out. Just to give it a nice, smooth. And it doesn't really have to be like a perfect size or anything. Remember, this is just a birth cloth. And as I'm cutting, I'm just pushing this away. There you go. And then the top and the bottom are fine. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the fabric, okay, that I want to use. Let me move this out of the way. I'm going to move all this stuff out of the way here. Okay. Alright. And let's see. There you go. So you can see the whole thing. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my fabric, the one that I want to use. I'm just going to lay it on here. And I'm going to take this. And it doesn't have to be perfect because I'm going to serge it. Okay. So if there's little extras in there, that's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut around this with my rotary cutter. Okay. Let's cut around. Doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to serge. There you go. So there. Alright. So let me put this aside. Let me put this. Now, this is the side that I'm going to have. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. And I'm going to flip this. Okay. Because I'm going to serge the edges. Alright. And then when I'm serging, when it comes to these corners, I'm actually going to turn it. You go a little slow when you turn it. So that way you can have these little round corners. You want to round the corners, okay? I mean, you can leave it straight if you want to, but I always like rounding the corners. So this is one, and now what I'm going to do, before you start to serge, you're going to want to pin, kind of clip this together, okay, all the way around, all right, just so that you can, you know, have it. As you can see, this is a little off. I'm not worried about that because the serger is going to cut it. Anything excess is going to cut it. So it's going to come out really, really nice. So you really don't have to worry too much. I'm just going to clip around. Matter of fact, I can just turn this over in here if I want to. Just a clip. Just want to clip it because it's going to cut anyway. That way she has like a little set. Okay, so now I have it all clipped, okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to serge it all the way around, and then that's it. So let's go over to the serger. Alright, so here we are at my serger, and I'm actually going to start in the middle, kind of like right here. Let's push this up. Sometimes I wish this could go up a little higher, but it's okay. Alright, I'm going to start right here from the middle. It is going to cut, okay? So I use my knife, and then when it gets to the corners, I do slow down because I want to turn it, okay? Now this serger actually, the speed's pretty quick, so... So see how I just turn the fabric, and then there you go. Going straight, I don't mind going fast, but I do like it when it cuts the fabric and the towel because that way I know I got both. It does make it a little smaller, but that's okay. Okay, here we go. We're going to a corner now. Let's turn. There you go. You know, I'm going to tell you, I have gotten a lot better at turning the towels. Before, I had a hard time, but once you start practicing and stuff, you get a lot better. Here's another corner. Oops, okay. Alright, there we go. Oh my. Okay. Another corner. And I slow down. Take the clips out. And then there we go. Okay. Hit the side. And then I just cut here. There we go. I'm good. Look at that. Nice. I'm happy with it. I am really happy with the way I turn these. Wow. I'm getting so much better. And look at the back. Look how cute. So you could use this to wipe the baby's face or stuff like that, you know, or clean whatever mess. And you got a cute little pattern in the back. Okay, let's go to the cutting table. Okay, guys, so as you can see, this came out really, really nice. I'm very, very happy with it. Okay, and then here is the second one. Okay, so now she has two. And they have different patterns in the back. One is all white and beige on the other side, and one has the checkerboard look. They're both serged, and they're cute. They're cute little things for her to use whatever she wants to clean whatever mess she got going on and stuff. And it's nice and cute, and it's washable. She can use it over and over again, and yeah. So it works, okay? So I'm just going to package these up really nicely for her. And, yeah, so this is, like, pretty cool. Now, another thing also, let's say that you want to make these, but you really don't want the checkerboard and stuff like that. Well, then just take one of your things and then just cut around it as big as you want it. And then just take that and put it and serge it. It'd be really, really cute and stuff. You could do little washcloths. You could do birth cloths. A bib if you want to. You could do a bib. Just if you have a template of a bib, just cut out the towel and the fabric and serge along the edges and stuff. Put a little snap on it. That's another option you have. So I might end up doing a bib. Let me see if I could get a pattern of a bib, and I'll do a bib. And if I do, I'll do a video of it. So guys, hope you like this video, and if you do, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. This is all about embroidery and sewing and stuff like that. And this is my first time doing little birth cloths. I thought this would be a great scrap buster, something that, you know, my friend could use. So, yeah, I really am happy with the turnout. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Talk to you guys later. Bye.